ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrò ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nrọ̀ pa orí dání wọn. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé, stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù tó jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn ń lọ wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lọ tẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ a ò mọ̀nú, ẹ̀yìn ayé yẹn kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura, pọ́sọ̀ ti jọ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti fi tó mọ̀ ọ́la yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlàbù sí ọ̀rọ̀ ní ọ̀lẹ́gbà ògiri. Àmì ìṣẹ̀dá tó wọ́n tó ti fi kó bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀.
Yes, so good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another special edition of the Jagbajantis Show. I remain your regular host, Akin. Thank you for connecting with me from whatever part of the world you are joining from. I greet you specially, and it's going to be another interesting discussion tonight. It might be very short, it might be brief, but I strongly believe that it's going to be beneficial to every one of us. So as you are coming in, please help me share this show on your platforms. Help me invite somebody, send out the links, um, tag anyone that you know won't feel offended that you're tagging them in the show. Just bring this to the attention of somebody. Let them know that this is going on. Something is going on here. For those who are joining for the first time, this is Jagbajanti's show, and what we do here is simply we talk nonsense. We weave sense into issues that we consider to be norm. We don't do anything extraordinary, but just to um, try to make us see things from a different angle that we're used to. We try to stir up conversation within ourselves. We try to um, unsettle our mindset. We try to shake us up a bit to see that we are more than how we see ourselves. We try to wake up the giant within us, and we try to um, instill confidence in us to go out there and conquer. So essentially, what this platform does is to, remove the scale from our eyes and return power back to us. You are more than what you think you are. So all I do here is just to share with you things that I have, things from my own personal meditation, personal research, and personal experience. I'm not an expert in anything. I don't have any enviable CV to share with any one of you. I'm not well read, as many of you would have noticed. I'm just a student of life. As I get more and more insight about life, as I get more and more things unveiled to me, I'm also willing to share it. I'm very comfortable to, reveal my scars to you and to talk to you about it or talk to you about them. Um I'm not a genius. I'm not Mr. Know It All. As such, everything I say here is not all that can be said about the discussion. I'm just here to, contribute my own little that I know. So the comment section is there. I'm also willing to learn from every one of you. Perhaps there's something you want to add to anything you hear me say, or you want to query something, or you want to, question something, or you don't agree with anything. Please feel free to use the comment section. If there's anyone's comment you don't agree with, don't curse the person, don't be rude. Understand that life is, about perspectives. Um, they're coming from somewhere different from yours, and that's why they see things different. And what we do here is try to bring everyone's perspective together. Anything you hear me share here, don't take my word for it. Please, when you leave this forum, go and check it up. Maybe is all lies. Maybe I'm just talking in the nonsense. Please, um, do your own research, do your own findings. And if I can, you know, send you on this errand after every show, I've achieved my purpose. Because my purpose is not to change anyone. I don't have the ability. And I don't go beyond the limit of my competence. What I have the ability to do is to inspire you towards that path of change. To drop something within you that would, make you restless, angry, such that you want to act, you want to correct something. That's all I aim to do. That's all I aim to achieve. And if I can do that, I'm satisfied. So we have been running this show for, I think, almost 3 years now, consistently every Friday, non-stop. And you can imagine how many topics we must have covered. Luckily, they are all recorded. So the recorded versions of every single topic that we have dealt with on this platform is on my YouTube page, Akin Vogue. So you can, you know, take a trip there and enjoy yourself. It's easy listening. You can be doing something else and just have your ears plugged up and, just binge listen. It doesn't, distract you or take you away from whatever you're doing. So, yes, I greet my people on YouTube. I greet my people on Twitter. And my buddies on Facebook. I greet you as well. And for those who will be catching up the show later, I greet you specially whenever you'll be listening to this. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for being part of this family. Right. As we normally do every week, we need to give somebody a special treat. And that is the first person to join the show. We have a VIP room where they will be taken to and be given, a special treat of their lifetime. Bí wọ́n ṣe ń bọ́yìn bá wọn wọ́ ara, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń jẹ jíjẹ, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń mu mímu. Àwọn tó bá ń lá nǹkan kan náà, lílá náà wà. So and on the high table tonight is she's back here, Ebon Faluyi. So gentlemen, ẹ bá mi palẹ̀ wọn mọ́, ẹ bá mi palẹ̀ wọn mọ́lẹ̀ and take her to the VIP room. Kẹ bá mi máa wọ́ ara fún wọn láti gbogbo ọrùn dé ìsàlẹ̀. Ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí bá mi tẹ everything. Gbogbo ohun tán bá mu ẹ bá mi fún wọn, gbogbo ohun tán bá jẹ ẹ bá mi fún wọn. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ebon on the high table tonight. My fluffy sister, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for joining me tonight. My brother Ifani Ifagbemi, I greet you. Esopele is your favorite song. Thank you for making that the top song on your playlist. I feel very honored. I feel very humble. Thank you very much. Ẹ̀gbọ́n, ẹ káalẹ́ o, ṣé wà dáadáa? Ẹ kú àtàárọ̀ o. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Àwọn ọmọ yẹn tún ṣe kinní yẹn fún yín lálẹ́ yìí o. All right. Who is here again? Yay! Èèyàn mi gidi gangan, Ọpẹ́ Kate Ashakiade. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, my sister. I don't know if this is your first time or you have been joining silently, but I think this is the first time you will actually be leaving a comment on the show. So I greet you specially. Thank you for joining me tonight. Um, yes, we're here again. If you're on the show or you want me to give you a shout out, please just drop a word. Let me know you're here. Otherwise, it's fine if you just want to just enjoy the show as a silent listener. Uh, ẹ sọ yẹn fún wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo ibi tó bá fẹ́ kí wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo ibi tó bá fẹ́ kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́. Right. Anyway, let's get straight into the discussion for tonight. What we will be talking about tonight is what I titled Arrogance versus Confidence. Arrogance versus confidence. There is a very, very thin line between these characters. And oftentimes, we either cross it or we get misunderstood. So you can just be a confident person and someone who don't understand what it means to be confident will interpret it as you being arrogant. On the other hand, you might step out of line from being a confident person such that you come across as arrogant. And that might not be your intention. But if you quickly understand this, you might, call yourself back and correct that impression. So what I want us to do tonight is to understand the difference between being confident and being arrogant. We will be looking at, few character traits that you can have as a confident person that can be misunderstood as arrogance. But essentially, what I want us to get out of the discussion tonight is how to strike a balance so that a confident person that you are does not get projected as an arrogant person. And also for people who misunderstand other people, confident people, as arrogant, you also can, have a bit of understanding tonight to know how to differentiate between the two. I think about 2 months ago, it shouldn't be more than 2 months ago, something happened between me and somebody on Facebook. I put up a post and there were comments but one particular comment with another person became quite heated, and along the line the person labeled me as arrogant. And I went, wait a minute, how did we even get here? So I I took my time back to go and look at, you know, at a conversation trail to see, what I must have done to, come across as such. And then I realized that um, in the heat of the moment, I didn't choose my words carefully, or maybe I was hasty in responding, and I didn't express myself as I should, such that it gave such an impression to that person. And I went back to that person, still on the platform, to apologize. I apologized to the person, and I made the person realize that he must have misunderstood some of the things I said, and he must have misunderstood um, my confidence for being arrogant. I'm not an arrogant person, and but I admit that I didn't, you know, I didn't portray myself well in terms of expressing myself, such that it gave him that misconception. So I apologized profusely and put an end to it. And also, the person apologized as well, because of his own exchanges as well. And we left it at that. Um, that was um, a reflective moment for me, and it taught me something, that you can be confident, but if you're not, how do I put it? If you don't express yourself the way you should, it's easy that you step over the line to being termed as arrogant. And there are people that are just, very confident of themselves, but we don't know that it is, they're simply displaying their self confidence, and we tag them to be arrogant. So it's important that we understand this, because we're social beings. We deal with people on daily basis. You should know how you should carry yourself. You should know how you should come across to other people. When you know, work in a group, you should know how to deal um, with every member of your team, so that you don't come across as offensive to them. And in the same manner, you don't upset yourself because you don't want them to tag you who you are not. So it's all about striking a balance, understanding where the lines are, and knowing what to do at every situation you find yourself. So briefly, let's look at the definition of both of these words, confident and arrogant. So confidence simply is, a display of your self assurance, display of your abilities or your qualities, while arrogance is the exaggeration of these things. When you feel over important, when you go beyond the normal. So a confident person are still open to learning. They understand their strength, they know their limitations, and they open up themselves to learning. Whereas an arrogant person believe that they have nothing else to learn from other anyone. They act as if they know it all. And when they either they're having a discussion, or they're in a group setting, or anywhere that they need to maybe express themselves, they go overboard to show other people that they are better than them. Every time they act as if they have something to prove. So if you're having a discussion with an arrogant person, they don't want to listen to you. They talk over you. They don't want to understand that you have your own views as well. It is their way or no way. But a confident person will listen, understand, from what point you are coming from, and then they share their own view as well. They always leave that allowance that they don't know everything. And if this conversation will teach them one or two things, they're open to it. Learning from other people doesn't diminish you in any way. As long as we live, we will continue to learn. And you can learn from anyone. You can, as a boss, you can learn from your subordinate. That you are a boss doesn't mean you know everything. Remember, they also have a different experience than yours. And their experience could have taught them something that yours haven't taught you. So when you listen to other people, you can learn. Arrogant person like to announce themselves a lot. It's all about them. They talk about themselves. They see every moment of discussion as an opportunity to brag about their own achievement. For example, you meet an arrogant person, even if you don't know that such a person is arrogant, but you're just talking to them, sharing something maybe that you just achieved, a breakthrough somehow. Instead of them to just listen and celebrate your win with you, what they will do is to say, kíní tó ló ṣe yẹn mo rántí, 1974 ni mo get kíní yẹn o. Mo rántí mo get in 1974, then mo tún ṣe 1976 again. Yes. Ah. Oh wow. Before you know it, they're not celebrating you. They're not allowing you to enjoy that moment. They have shifted the focus on themselves. And in instant, they are diminishing your achievement, they're diminishing your success, they're diminishing your effort, and try to, place themselves above you. Indirectly, they're saying, kí ló ṣe nǹkan tí mo ti ṣe láti kìíní kí wàá ní bàbàrà tóun bá ká kàkiri. You know? So they it's in their nature to make others feel less than them. Um, they an arrogant person always want to, compare themselves with other people. Meanwhile, a confident person don't even see the need to make such comparison. Arrogant person is thinking, oh yeah, I'm better than this one, better than that one. Always, everything to them is competition. But to a confident person, there's no need. There's no even need for me to compare myself with somebody else. I am my own competition. And I believe in my ability. I believe in my strength, and I know my weakness. Oh, my brother Sean Williams saying, is it just me or there's someone there's some intermittent break in transmission? Can somebody please confirm this? Can you hear me properly or I'm breaking up? So let my brother know if he's the one that is suffering from a dodgy internet connection. Am I okay? So okay. Two people have confirmed that they can hear me properly. So and from my end here, I don't think I have any problem. If I do, I would know. So my brother, just check your connection. Báyà kẹ́ gun mi ò mọ area tẹ́ wà bá kẹ́ tẹ́ bá lè try láti bọ́ síbi orí ceiling so that ẹ máa lè ní strong connection. Ẹ kúrò lẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ bá lè gun bí orí roof lọ kí ẹ lè gba signal yẹn direct láti ojú ọ̀run. Right. So came on Solana. Yes. So to an arrogant person is all about competition, bragging, comparing themselves with other people, making other people feel like they are less or lesser than them, and but for a confident person, they don't even see the need for this. They won't even do it. There's no need because they believe in themselves. When you when you work with an arrogant person in a team, they want to take the glory, especially if they contributed to the success of that project. They want to be the one to make the speech, they want to be the one to receive the award, they want to be the one to be in the center of the photograph or whatever thing. They want to take the center stage of of the team, whereas a confident person just want to be in the background, but most importantly tries to make everybody within the team feel good. The way they carry themselves, things they say, makes everybody in the group to feel like, yes, we did this. They don't seek self glory, and that you don't even call them out or give them that special mention does not diminish who they are. It doesn't take away from the effort they put into the team. They're just that silent worker. So they have that inner calm. They don't feel they have to prove to anyone that yeah, I did this. Or I was the one that led them to this. I was the one that led them to that. They're just that quiet, confident, strong character within that team. And as such, a confident person is popular. They are not the one asking for popularity now. But the way they carry themselves, the way they go about everything they do in that quiet and calm manner, just attract people to them. It inspires other people. And people just find them comfortable to be around. Whereas arrogance is like a nasty body odor. It repels people. Nobody likes to spend time around arrogant people. No. So oftentimes they wonder, àwọn ò tiẹ̀ àwọn ò léèyàn lára, àwọn ò réèyàn kan wá àwọn ìgbà kan mẹ́ẹ̀. And they try to force themselves on people, and the more they do, the more people try to run away from them. Because there's this kind of way that arrogant attitude vexes other people's spirit. It irritates your spirit, that you rather not want to have anything to do with people like that. But confidence, on the other hand, it's like magnet. People just want to hang around you because there's this calmness, there's this peace that they find around you. So quickly, I want us to look at some character traits that you can exhibit. And if you don't find the right balance while exhibiting these behaviors, you can be termed arrogant, or you can step outside that line of confidence yourself and, act arrogantly. So, first and foremost, a confident person is, they have this character trait where they stand up for themselves. So, they're not pushovers. When it comes to, fighting for what is theirs, they don't shy away. They stand up for themselves. Oftentimes, people like this are seen as arrogant. People term them to be cocky because they're demanding for what is theirs. They don't want to be cheated. And sometimes they are the voice for, the voiceless. So people who can stand them, or people who can match their level of confidence, will be quick to term them as arrogant. Sometimes they for people to maybe break them, they try to blackmail them, into saying, oh, they're full of drama, they are troublemakers, they're this and that. These are emotional blackmail to make them back down, you know. But a truly confident person will see beyond this and not back down until they have what they demand. So it takes a lot of strength, it takes a lot of courage to, stand up for yourself. But here is where you need to draw the line. In standing up for yourself, you must ensure that you don't come across as rude. I know this is difficult because when you are standing up for yourself or standing up for other people, it's, it's, you're getting confrontational with other people. So it's tough. It's tough not to, maybe let your emotion, you know, get over you or get the better of you. So you must try to manage your emotions and ensure that you don't, you know, come out as rude, especially in your tone, especially in your um, outward display. There is a way you can convey your message such that you are firm on your demand, but then you don't demean other people. So the moment you begin to, utter words that, you know, perceive the people you're dealing with to be below you, then you're stepping outside that line and they can take you up on that. You know? So that is where you have to draw the line. It's similar when you are voicing out your opinion. So say, for example, you're working on a project, or even in a relationship, where or in any setting where opinion differs on that particular issue. You don't have to say, come on, sọ mí lẹ́nu, kó wá gba nǹkan tó fẹ́ gbà. No. A confident person, as a confident person, you would not be afraid to voice your opinion. But you must do it in such a way that you don't force down your own opinion the throat of other people. You have to allow other people to express themselves. You have to understand where they're coming from. And also you have to express yourself where you disagree with them, why you disagree with them, what you mean when you say you don't agree to this, and why you think your opinion, should be considered. But I'm sure many of you have been in conversation with people where, after you've spoken or shared your own opinion, the moment it's time for them to speak, the first thing they say is, nonsense, that last person that spoke is saying rubbish. That's an arrogant statement. Very arrogant. You can share your own experience, or you can share your own opinion by not rubbishing the opinion of the other person. If you are confident of what you're saying, you will break down your point. And in breaking down your point, ní láti pe ẹni ẹ ní òmùgọ̀. Òun gan máa rí òmùgọ̀ nínú nǹkan tó ti sọ ṣáájú. When tó bá fi làákàyè gbé ọ̀rọ̀ kalẹ̀. So it's essential that you have to know how to communicate as a confident person. O ní láti ní àgbékalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀. Kéèyàn dẹ̀ tó lè ní àgbékalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀, o ní láti kọ́kọ́ kọ́ bí a ṣe ń gbọ́rọ̀. You must learn to listen to others. I see this a lot on social media. The responses of people to some posts suggest that either they didn't even read it, to digest it, to understand it, they're only ready to respond. They have a preconceived mindset regarding that issue, and they're not ready to listen to nothing else. So they've just come out to pour out their own rigid opinion. But sometimes, pause. Read what that person has said. Or, process what that person has said. Yẹ̀wò pé, okay, there's a point in view. Or nǹkan tó ń try láti something tó fi wá síbí. So in your response, you know what to correct, you know what to add. But for you to just come out and say, bullshit, nonsense, ọ̀rọ̀ dẹ̀wò lẹ́ ń sọ lẹ́nu gan. Ó ní ìpàdé mọ̀lẹ́bí mi ló ṣe máa ń yọrí sí wàhálà. Some ẹ̀gbọ́n think àwọn àbúrò kan ò lọ́pọlọ lórí. So, especially in our culture, ìtagbà bá ti sọ òun nìkan ni. Yorùbá dẹ̀ bọ̀ wọ́n ní ọmọdé gbọ́n, àgbà gbọ́n, àfi dálẹ̀ ẹ̀fẹ̀. That you are an elderly person doesn't mean you possess all the knowledge in the world. Àwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn ẹ, àwọn àbúrò ẹ náà wọ́n lọ́pọlọ. Ọjọ́ orí dẹ̀ kọ́ ni wọ́n fi ń ṣàpèjúwe làákàyè. Though age, should bring wisdom, because yes, as you age, you should have more experience that will translate into common sense for you. But it's not like that in some instances, because some people have been foolish from young, and it's just normal for a foolish young person to grow up and become a foolish adult. Yes, unless tán bá change. Or tán bá change, foolish young person ló ń di foolish adult. And that's why you see some elderly people are foolish and they are arrogant, because wọ́n believe pé mi ń ṣẹgbẹ́ ní tí mo sọ yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe máa rí. They don't take into consideration, the opinion of other people. And most of these people are archaic. They are outdated in their thought, in their thinking, in their perception to reality. Àwọn tó dẹ̀ young sí wọn yìí, wọ́n ti rí ayé in another dimension. Ibi táyé yí sínsìn, nǹkan ti yàtọ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ń try láti jẹ́ kẹ́ rí pé ẹ wá o, ibi tó update nǹkan sí rèé o. Ibi tó update nǹkan sí rèé o. Wọn ò ní gbọ́ o. Wọ́n ṣe láyé ìgbà tí Nàìjíríà ṣì ní Gongola state yẹn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lọ ṣe fẹ́ máa ṣe ń sìn. I think it's an arrogant attitude. But if you are confident, even ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn gan, ò ní bá wọn pariwo, ò ní jẹ́ kó dariwo. Bó ṣe máa bí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ kalẹ̀ gan, etí mi tó bá gbọ́ gan, wọ́n á máa sọ fẹ́ gbọ́n yẹn pé ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ ní sùúrù, ọmọ yìí ò bá yín jà. Ẹ ṣáà gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ. There may be somebody who is, maybe the same age as ẹ̀gbọ́n tọ́rọ̀ yẹn gba ẹnu ẹ̀ ló wá sọ pé ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀yin gan ìwọ gan ní sùúrù. Gbọ́n tọ́mọ yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ làákàyè ló ń sọ náà. But kẹ́ tó lè dé level yẹn, ìwọ gan òun láti communicate properly. Bó ṣe máa bí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ kalẹ̀, àti show wípé yes, mi ò rúdù sẹ́ni o, kọ́ máa sọ pé mo rúdù sí wọn or anything, but the way you present your case, ẹni ẹ̀ gan mọ̀ pé mo gọ̀ ṣá, ọmọ ẹ̀ make sense. So that's the difference between an arrogant person and a confident person, and how you can handle expressing your opinion without coming across as arrogant. You must be able to communicate what you mean. Choose your words carefully. Process things before you bring them out. Another character trait of a confident person is they don't usually go with the norm. They don't go with the flow. They don't agree to that herd mentality. They are not afraid to be different. And there's nothing wrong in that. Àwọn ò kì í sùn kọ́ kọrí síbi tí gbogbo èèyàn yòókù bá kọrí sí. They have this inquisitiveness that constantly ask why not when others are asking why. they always, like to forge their own path. Pé why tá a ṣe báyìí? Wọ́n ti ń ṣe báyìí látọjọ́ ẹ̀. Kí ló dé tá a lè ṣe báyìí náà? And many people in this category are those who have brought advancement to humanity today, because they are the ones that constantly think, why not this? Why not this? Why not this? Why not this? And they don't stop at asking that question alone. They let that question be the catalyst, to the change that they bring to the world. But again, in doing this, you will face stiff opposition, because many people don't take too kindly with those who wants to, be different. Quickly, they perceive you as arrogant, ìwọ nìkan ni, this and that, because people love conformity. We see people who try to look different, who try to, be comfortable in themselves, and we don't allow them to thrive. We don't allow them to thrive, because we think, why would you want to, létí tí ẹ fẹ́ yàtọ̀ bọ́n ṣe ń ṣeré. But it's understandable that some people think like this, and many people think like this are those who think, or who take their comfort zone as the benchmark for others. So some people only want everyone to see things from their own view lens. They only want everyone to use their own field of vision as a standard. But this is wrong. You should allow people to step out. Ó ní right láti dá èèyàn kan dúró. Tó bá nawọ́ ẹ̀ báyìí, when you stretch your two hands out like the wings of an aeroplane. Sórí ibi tí ọwọ́ ẹ méjèèjì tó dé yẹn, ibẹ̀ láyé ẹ mọ láyé o. Gbogbo tó wù kó jẹ́ láyé, that's all you own in this life. But outside that outstretched hands, can you see that there are spaces? Orí pa àyè ṣì wà lẹ́yìn tó nawọ́ tán yẹn. Orí pé ò nawọ́ kó dí gbogbo ojú ọ̀nà tán. Àyè ṣì wà. So jẹ́ kán gba àyè tó ṣẹ́kù yẹn o, and you manage your own space. And then for you that wants to be different, for you that is daring to be different, you have to be very careful that you take into consideration how you impact on other people as well. O ní láti ro tẹlòmíì mọ̀ how you go about this. The moment you don't put others into consideration when you are, trying to be different, tó ń fi difference yẹn tó fi ń hurt ẹlòmíì, then o ti cross line of confidence, o ti cross ẹ̀ sí arrogance. It's good to stand out from the crowd. It's good to be different. It's good to forge your path. It's good to, be who you want to be. But in doing this, you must not infringe on the right of other people. You must not hurt other people in the process. You must not um, um, uh, uh, destroy other people while you are trying to make this difference. When you do, you have simply crossed that line from being confident to being arrogant. If you want to be ambitious, do it in such a way that you are not desiring the downfall of somebody else. No one is saying don't be confident in your own ability. No one is saying don't aim high. No one is saying don't strive to, you know, um, um, get to the top. But if in your pursuit of this um, progress, in your pursuit of this height, you are diminishing other people, you're pulling other people down in things you say about them, in how you belittle their effort, in things you do to upstage them, then that has crossed the line of being confident to being arrogant and wicked. Yes, believe in your strength, but don't use that strength to damage other people just because you want to be on top of them. So, you know, being ambitious it's something that you have to handle with care, because sometimes people lose themselves in the process of being ambitious. They lose themselves and do things that are very damaging just because they have their focus on just getting to that position or getting that thing, or being better than the other than other people. So you have to be mindful that in going about these things, you tread carefully. You tread carefully. And the last one I want to mention is celebrating your success. And this is so important. Yorùbá ní bí iṣu ẹni bá ta a máa ń fọwọ́ bò jẹ ni. Okay, àwọn iṣu kan wà tó jẹ́ pé maybe ọwọ́ ò lè bò, because it's such that yes, even if you don't announce it, it announces itself. In this moment, you must remain humble. There are moments where you have to sell yourself. So there's nothing wrong in you, projecting yourself in a way that, people can appreciate you. You can't say because you don't want to be termed as arrogant, kowa majara wara koma kokon sora ideni yeye. And that's why balance is important. So it's good to sell yourself. It's good to, promote yourself. Alára ló ń gbáraga. Tádìí ẹ bá fẹ́ wọnú ẹnu ọ̀nà gan, á tún máa bẹ̀rẹ̀. But there is a line between promoting yourself as per who you are, and bragging. You can talk about yourself and briefly mention, you know, few things you've achieved, or even leave it out, because whether you like it or not, people will find out. And tó bá ti wà find out pé ó tiẹ̀ wá mention ẹ̀ gan, ọmọ iyì ẹ̀ tún pọ̀ sí. Rather than hyping yourself endlessly, talking, and wearing people out. Okay, you can meet someone and, or be in a group of people talking and just mention where you work and maybe the position you hold. That's enough. Nothing bad in that. But now mentioning your salary and bonuses and how you take trips, paid for this, paid for that, the house you live, and all these things, that is unnecessary. That is being arrogant. Tó bá ti dárúkọ iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ lásán, you can leave people to go and Google how much they pay, people in that, in such positions, and let them fún ara wọn kọ́ wà pé ọmọ na big boy o. Ṣùgbọ́n kí wọ́n fún ara ẹ máa announce pé you are a big boy. I earn this, I earn that, I ṣe kíni ọ̀kan mẹ́rin. That is pure arrogance. Ọ̀kọ́rọ̀ má ti pa ẹ̀yìn àti méjì pọ̀ kó ti máa sọ pé what I pay my driver is what you earn in a year. Èwo lẹjọ́ wèrè? Èwo lẹjọ́ òfò? Ṣé o mọ̀ pé ibi tí tiẹ̀ parí sí ni tẹlòmíì ti bẹ̀rẹ̀? Ntí wọ́n wá tó ń bùgá lé lórí tó ń pọ́n ẹlòmíì lójú, tó jọ ẹ́ lójú, tó ń gbà lọ́dún yẹn, òun lẹlòmíì fi ń ra ago. Ìtẹ́lòmíì tó fi ra ago yẹn, òun lẹlòmíì ló fi ń san tó bá lodge sí hotel per night. So you can see that there are levels to this thing. So there's no need for you to brag. There's no need for you to overhype yourself. Just stay humble. Introduce yourself briefly and just let it be. Today we see most of our celebrities, they come on all these red carpet events, and aṣọ tán bá wọ̀ lọ, the next thing they come and be sharing receipts and be saying how much they bought it and this and that and all that. Orí burúkú mo kà sí fa. Because at the end of the day, àwa mọ̀ pé wọ́n rent aṣọ yẹn gan ni. They don't own it. They can't afford it. Or some of those clothes are not even, up to those amounts. Kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan tó bad tó kò ti overhype ara ẹ̀, kò ti pera ẹ̀ ní nǹkan tó jẹ́, kán wá débẹ̀ kán má bá ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀. It's bad. It doesn't speak well of you. It diminishes you. It makes people want to, stay clear of you. ṣùgbọ́n tó bá wọ nǹkan sára tó jẹ́ nǹkan gidi ni, àwọn tó bá mọ nǹkan tó bá ti rí lára ẹ̀ wọ́n á mọ̀ pé ọmọ ẹrù bọ̀bọ́ yẹn gbé sára o, ẹrù ló gbé sára. Tó bá dẹ̀ máa gbẹ́rù sára náà, má jẹ́ kó dàbí ìyàwó gbàjà. Gbé sára moderately. Kò dìgbà tí gbogbo ẹ̀ bá pọ̀ yánmayànma kó tó di pé wọ́n tó sọ wípé o wọ nǹkan tó wọ́n. Tó bá ti ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, then for some of us a mọ̀ pé you are insecure, because oftentimes the characters that arrogant people display are those things they use in hiding their own insecurity. They use those, behavior, those character traits to hide their insecurity. There's a saying that the loudest one in the room is the weakest. Confident person don't speak much. They're simple in their outlook to life, in their dressing, in the way they speak, in the way they carry themselves, things they say about themselves. They speak less. But the confidence they exude, the ease at which they do things and get things done, the respect they command, we want you to say, there's more to this person. So if no, I need to know more about this guy. And the more you find out about them, the more you respect them, the more admiration you have for them, the more you want to be around them, the more you want to glue to them. And that's why confident people are always popular. Popular not in terms of pé wọ́n ní èrò àbí àwọn ni wọ́n lọ ń ra followers or whatever thing like that. No, they don't beg people to follow them. People just flock around them because life won't attract them when you. And the reverse is for the arrogant people. Àwọn èèyàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa yẹra fún ẹ. Tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ wọn ò fẹ́ gbọ́, because wọ́n mọ̀ pé no, everything na bragging. Everything na bragging. You see all these people, they buy Benz. On somewhere ton boss, somewhere ton gone. They want to take picture, they are standing on it. Ìjọ́ lẹ rí olówó, àwọn tó lówó gidi, tó tẹ̀ fi ọkọ̀ wọn gan ya fọ́tò. Tó claim pé wọ́n ń dúró sórí ẹ̀. When you have money, as in proper money, you have nothing to prove to people. You don't need to prove anything to people because you have it. Ṣùgbọ́n tí ò ní ló ń pretend pé òun ní. Ẹni tí ò ní làákàyè ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ jù. Òun ló máa ń try láti shut down àwọn ẹlòmíì. Òun ló máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ over àwọn ẹlòmíì. Because he's trying to hide his daftness. So you must understand these things and how people read you and how people perceive you. You must have that ability to read the room. Just in my case that I cited with you earlier, once I noticed that, Kenny, if you saw nǹkan báyìí, ó yẹ kí n tagbà straight, pé irọ́ mi ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ gangan. No, mo wò báyìí pé nǹkan kan ti wrong nìyẹn. Nǹkan kan ti wrong nìyẹn. Jẹ́ kí n lọ wo gbogbo nǹkan tá a ti jọ sọ and see how this person came in, because I don't even know the person. Mi rí rí, kò ní photo. The person don't have a picture on their DP. Tí màá sọ pé bá mo mẹ́ni yẹn rí, mọ́ra rí, sọ̀rọ̀ rí. So how can our first interaction, okay, maybe the person knows me, you know, prior to that. Maybe the person has been following me before that. But how can our first interaction lead to him, you know, judging me as such a person? So I had to check on myself. I have to go back and look at the trail of our exchanges. And from there, I saw the choice of words I used and how, if this is, how this can, be misinterpreted. And quickly, I had to, explain myself, communicate myself better, let the person know that I didn't mean it this way, and apologize honestly for whatever, way I might have hurt the person. And the person did the same. And guess what? Some people came after to read the comment and they saluted both of us for, being man enough to admit our mistakes. And I told myself, such will not repeat itself again. I must know how to choose my words carefully. If I don't have to respond in the heat of the moment, yes, I just take myself out of it and go and think properly, digest everything, respond, or even choose not to respond, so that I don't cross that line and carry a tag that does not belong to me. So let me check the comment section. Okay. My brother, èèyàn mi, accurate timekeeper, Mr. Bualago. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. It says, in our world out here, if you are confident of yourself in some task, colleagues may label you as arrogant just to suppress you. Yes, I said it earlier. When you can stand your ground, when you can fight for yourself, when you can, you're strong and confident in yourself to hold your ground, to break you, to make you back down. They use this tactic that you just mentioned. They label you. It's an emotional blackmail tactic. They use it to make you feel, like you're doing what is wrong. And the way out of this is for you not to be rude, because that is where they want to push you to. Amúnilóhùn láyé. They know that what you're demanding for, what you're doing, the ground you are holding, they know is legitimate. They know you're right, you're correct. But they want to make you to bend. You're not bending. So they want to now put you in a corner where they can tag you. And once they are able to tag you and label you, then they can attack you. So what you must understand is you have to stay calm, don't be rude, and also be very assertive. Express yourself, communicate yourself clearly. Always emphasize on what your demands are and let them know that it's nothing personal. You're not attacking personalities now, you have nothing against any one of them. But this is the issue that you're talking about, and this is what you mean by this is what you mean by this is what you mean by this, and this is why you think this should be this and this should be this. Clarity. When there's nothing muddled up, when they are not able to wind you up such that you start using words that you are not supposed to use, you will eventually win the battle. And another thing you can do beforehand, you can proactively, set clear boundaries. Let people know what you want. Let them know what you don't want. Let them know how you want to be treated. Let them know what you will not take. So when these things are clear beforehand, tí kìí ṣe ìgbà tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ló ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń kí, ló ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń ṣe báwo, ló ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń ṣàwo, ló ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń ṣe. Tó bá ti mọ̀ láti ilẹ̀, people can choose whether they want to interact with you or not. And if they want to interact with you, wọ́n ti rí clear guidelines tó fi sílẹ̀, and they have to comply. Otherwise, kóká kù dúró láàyè. So this is another good tactic you can use. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń bá ṣe o, ṣùgbọ́n báyìí ló fẹ́, báyìí ló fẹ́, báyìí ló fẹ́, báyìí ló fẹ́. So when those things are there already, ó ti dictate. Tó bá ń ṣe wọ́nranwọ̀nran kiri sáwọn ẹlòmíì, when they are coming to you, ó ti ní nǹkan láti tẹ̀lé. With that, wàá nísinmi gan, because some people will just naturally just stay off you. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tó bá yẹ pé, they have something of value to get from you, they just have to comply with the standard you've set. So that's that about that's my reaction to your comment. Thank you very much for that. And my sister says, I used to be a yes person, but now I gladly say no whenever I feel necessary, but I find myself sad about it afterward most of the time. What could be the reason for this? Okay. No is not a negative word. No is actually a positive word if you know how to use it properly. Now, being a yes person simply means you are a nice person. And you don't have to be nice. You only have to be kind. Being a yes person shows that you don't want to, upset anybody. Kálàáfíà ṣáà wà. Kán má rí tèmi wí, kán má rí tèmi sọ. But in saying yes to everything, most times you're hurting yourself. So you now stay in one corner angry with yourself. What you said yes to, deep down within you, you actually don't want to be a part of it. So you have to get to a point where you learn how to use no. You can use no in different ways. One, you can use no emphatically. You can put your foot down and say no to this. And you don't care whose ox is God. You don't care what they think of you. Secondly, you can use no for what they're demanding at the moment, but yes to the person. So that means the request they are bringing to you at that moment is not something you can accommodate. But that doesn't mean you're closing the chapter for that person. You're saying, you know what, next time I can consider this. Tẹ́ bá jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ ní time bye. So for example, maybe they're asking for money, and you know if you give that money it will affect you in some way. So just tell them, oh sorry mi ní kankan tí mo lè fún yín lórí kíní yẹn for this one, but next time tẹ́ bá jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ before now màá get back sí yín, màá lè help, but this one sorry I can't do it. So now for you to now be in a position where after saying no you're feeling sad about it and whatever, we need to put context to this to know in what circumstance is this happening. Do you really know in your heart of heart that you're not supposed to, deny that person? You're not supposed to say no to that request, and you're feeling guilty that you have done? Or is things that they said afterwards or how they portray you afterwards that is making you feel kí ni wọ́n máa rò ń pa mi báyìí àbí nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, So I need to know in what context is this sadness coming after you said no. But what I want you to know is that you should not be afraid of using the word no. It's actually a positive word, especially when you are dealing with important issues versus urgent issues. Never ever do anything that is urgent. You must always do what is important. And things can become urgent when either you leave the important stuff of your life to outrun their deadline date. So last minute, ló wá ń sáré káàkiri, and yẹn máa di urgent. Or other people bring their own wahala for you to help them solve. Yẹn náà di urgent. But what you should realize is this: only things that are important add value to you. Only things that are important pushes you towards your objective. Urgent stuff are distractions. Urgent stuff causes you stress. So you must do everything possible to avoid them. So when issues are before you, so this is important versus urgent, you must learn how to use no for urgent stuff. And your yes should be for important stuff. So I give you an example. Okay, I know I was supposed to say no for my own. I know I was supposed to say no for my own good, but it's mostly because of their reaction afterwards. Yes, so you have to be strong. Look, you will come across manipulative people. You will come across people who are so good at making you feel guilty. You have to be strong mentally. You must put yourself first. So, for example, owó tó kù lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, ìwọ náà ní àwọn responsibility kan tó ń láti settle. Then somebody knocks on your door and asks for financial help. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe máa gbé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kalẹ̀. Tó bá ya ọ̀dájú ẹ̀dá gan, àánú á ṣe ẹ́. A máa ṣe ẹ́ bíi pé kó kàn bèrè àkáǹtì wọn kó transfer owó tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ yẹn. Wọ́n á tún promise ẹ̀ gan pé má worry àwọn máa dá padà ní time báyìí. Kíní a máa tì ẹ́. Bọ̀ ẹ̀mí ẹ nínú lọ́hùn sọ fún ẹ wípé owó ló máa fi sort out àwọn nǹkan báyìí, owó ló máa fi sort out àwọn nǹkan báyìí. So, làákàyè yẹ kó sọ fún ẹ wípé when you want to help other people, you must help based on the limit of the resources you have without hurting yourself. You don't step outside your boundary to say you want to go and help somebody such that you put yourself at a disadvantage. In that situation, you have to use your emphatic no. Because the moment tó ti kó yẹn fẹ́ nìyẹn, ìwọ náà ti wà nípò ẹni yẹn sìn o, ẹ ti change role nìyẹn, ẹ ti switch role. Oftentimes they won't, they won't fulfill their agreement or fulfill their promise of, returning the money you've given to them. Before you know it, ìwọ náà máa sá káàkiri. And ordinarily, you're not meant to be in that position. You're not meant to be in that situation if you had considered things properly and you've put yourself first. But, okay, consider ara o ti ṣe nǹkan tí ò yẹ kó ṣe because you want them to say you are a nice person. But you're not being kind to yourself. Don't be nice in this life. Be kind. When you are kind, you are honest. When you are kind, you think good of others, you think good of yourself. When you are kind, you don't just want to agree with everybody. You say things the way they are. You show what they call tough love. When you are nice, tó mọ̀ pé ẹni yìí ó reckless pẹ̀lú finances ẹ̀ ló ṣe ń wọ wàhálà all the time. Àbò ní habit kan tó ń feed. Tó bá ti wá, wà tún kówó fún. That's you being nice. But if you are kind, wàá pè jókòó. Wàá jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé until tó bá ṣe nǹkan báyìí, ìwọ ò lè ràn lọ́wọ́ mọ́. You are helping that person towards a path of recovery. That is being kind. And when you use no in that circumstance, you shouldn't feel guilty about it. You shouldn't feel bad about it. Ntí gbogbo ayé bá wù kán sọ, it doesn't matter. See, what matters so much is how you think about yourself. When you have a functioning conscience that has not been tampered with or polluted, it will be your first judge. And once that judges you correctly, it doesn't matter how people perceive you or what people say about you. It don't matter the bullshit, right? But it's important that you are not the type that lie to yourself. Tó bá ti jẹ́ ẹni tó jẹ́ pé ó máa ń sọ tòótọ́ fúnra ẹ̀ ni, then tọkàn ẹ bá dá ẹ lẹ́bi, yes, lọ ṣàtúnṣe. Tó bá dẹ̀ dá ẹ láre, yes, sinmi. Bíbélì wípé bí àwa kò bá ní ìdálẹ́bi ní ọkàn wa, ìsinmi ológo làwa ní. So when you do everything out of a pure heart, a clear conscience, you need not feel bad afterwards what people think or what people say. Ṣùgbọ́n tí wọ́n gan bá mọ̀ lọ́kàn rẹ̀ pé ìwà ìkà mo wù yẹn o, ìwà ọ̀dájú mo wù yẹn o, then you should not only feel bad afterwards, but take that step and do what is right. Correct it. Make it good. If you have to apologize, apologize. Pé ẹ má bínú ẹ̀kan yẹn, mo tún kinní yẹn rò. No, mi ò feel wípé mo take right decision. So, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe báyìí, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe báyìí, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe báyìí. That's how to go about it. That's how to go about it. But ensure that this very fine, this very thin line, you don't muddle it up. You don't blur it. Because then wọ́n á pè ẹ́ lórúkọ tó jẹ́. Ọtí wọ́n gan bá ti rí pé mo ti tẹsẹ̀ gẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣá, mo dà pé nǹkan tí mo sọ yẹn ló jẹ́ kẹ́ni rò pé báyìí ni mí. Then try everything possible to correct that impression so they don't go away with that impression. Try to correct it. A confident person is never, scared of being wrong. And they're never, they don't feel too arrogant to apologize when they are wrong. Either they realize it themselves or they call them out. Anytime tó bá ti get it pé kò yẹ kí n sọ kinní àbí kò yẹ kí n ṣe kinní yẹn àbí báyìí yẹ kí n ṣe nǹkan báyìí mo lò quickly they make amends. They don't just let it be. They come, apologize, and try to make everything good again. That is how you should go about it. And for those of you who do not, who uses your own comfort zone as benchmark for others, because you don't understand what it is to be confident, so every attitude you see a confident person display, arrogant, maybe you should go and learn what being confident is. And díẹ̀ náà láti sọ nínú ẹ̀ lálẹ́ yìí. When somebody is being assertive, because you don't understand what it is for somebody to stand their ground and know what they want and demand what they want. What? Aggression. Very aggressive somebody. Understand where this person is coming from. This person knows who he is or she is. They know who they are. This person know what they want in life. So you can't confuse them. Nǹkan tó fẹ́ ni wọ́n fẹ́. In tó ń fi lọ̀ wọ́n kò jọ nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́. So and that's why they don't want it. Why are you labeling them? Must everybody want what you want? A confident person knows what they want and they will only go for what they want. So understand that and don't give them a label that's not theirs. Don't call them who they are not. Understand them. And because you don't know how to put your own need first, you are a yes person, or you hurt yourself in the process of trying to make other people feel good. Yes, you now meet somebody who knows how to prioritize his own needs, who understand that this life is transactional. And in every transaction, in every, give or take situation, they put themselves into consideration. They bargain well for themselves. When you meet people like this, quickly you label them as selfish. Tara ẹnìkan ló mọ̀, tara ẹnìkan ló mọ̀. Yes, Bíbélì gan sọ ó ní fẹ́ràn ara ẹ, fẹ́ràn ẹnìkejì ẹ bí ara ẹ. That means ìwọ gan kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ fẹ́ra ẹ kó tó lè lo fẹ́ ẹlòmíì. No wonder we see a lot of people today tó yẹ pé àwọn ló lè gbàdúrà jù, àwọn ló lè fèdè fọ̀ jù. They're so heavenly conscious but earthly useless. Wọ́n láwọn fẹ́ Ọlọ́run tí wọn ò rí, ṣùgbọ́n wọn ò fẹ́ ọmọnìkejì wọn tí wọ́n ń fojú rí. Is that not deceit? So there's nothing bad in somebody prioritizing their own needs, in looking after themselves. But because you don't understand this, when you see somebody who does that, you call them selfish. So understand that you are not the standard for other people. That your comfort zone is not the benchmark for everyone else. That's not where everybody wants to be. And it will be hard for you to keep a confident person in that your bubble, in that your corner. Á nira o, torí wọn ò ní gbà. Tọ́n bá ti wá gbà yẹn, wà wá label wọn pé wọ́n wà arrogant. They are not. It is you that need to go and learn what it means to be confident. It's you that needs to go and learn what it means to be assertive. It's you that needs to go and learn what it means to set, yourself as a priority, and understand that ojú ọ̀run tẹ́yẹ fò láì farakànra. Yes. My sister says, thanks, bro. I've been very worried about it, especially as of recent. I silently hope I was not arrogant because if it relates to a pain point, from my past experience, I was never sure if my body language or tone comes off offensive. Yes. You have to reflect, on how you went about it. I wasn't there, but you know. So if you can just run everything through. Thankfully, in my own situation, it's a documented experience. I could go back to read it. So from there, containing role, and everything, I listed it out. But you too can play back this scenario in your head and see what transpired, how you put your point across, your tone, your attitude, everything. Just try and, play everything back in your mind and see, judge it against, some of the things you heard us discuss tonight, and see whether you've stepped over the line. If it's something you can still, discuss, fine. If not, you just have to move on. Move on with understanding. Move on with experience, because soon you will face the situation again or similar situation again. But the experience you have from this previous one will give you the common sense now to know how to apply yourself better, so that you won't repeat the same mistake. So don't feel bad. You take it as a learning curve. We all learn. I learned from my own experience, and I know how to avoid certain conversation or to calm myself down before responding, if I have to respond at all. So that's all I have to say about that. Thank you very much for those of you who are there silently, but not contributing anything. I greet you, my sister Oyafunke Arike Olorisha Ogbato. Okay, púpọ̀. Gabriel Oluwatosin, I greet you. Fatai Kodrik Ademola, I greet you. My brother Sean Williams, I greet you. I hope you are able to get your connection restored. And a host of other people who are on the platform. Thank you very much for joining me tonight and for being part of this show up till this moment. I thought it was going to be very brief. I thought I would just run through this in an hour, but sometimes I get carried away. And well, yes, thank you very much. If you have any topic you want us to discuss, please, my DM is open. Just feel free to come in. I won't link the discussion to you in any way. I mean, when we're talking about it, so kò ní dín pé ẹni báyìí ló ní ká wá sọ nǹkan báyìí, so it's fine. Thank you very much. Until we meet again next week, Friday. Have a wonderful weekend and remain blessed. Ọ̀run ayọ̀ lásùn. Ó dàárọ̀.
Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ́rọ̀ pa orí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe lọ́la òtọ́ láì bá dé, stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn ọlọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rí inú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ́mọ aráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn aṣẹ́bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ a ò mọ́nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ́ àwọn ẹni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó ń bá wa tẹ́lẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti fi tó ọ̀la yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ́ àwọn ẹni tó fẹ́ ni.